let you experience this lifetime. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Fool's Journey through the Tarot, but I highly recommend you Google it and read it if you do not know, as this tarot reading was inspired on the Fool's Journey. So we're going to look at Aquarius's journey through the major arcana for this lifetime, and you will notice here we have the Fool, and he's standing on the little hourglass there, and he has all the time in the world. He's brand new. All his experiences for this lifetime are coming out of this box. These are all major arcana cards, and he has his mask on, his costume for this lifetime, this role. And then here he is where he's completed his life. His time has run out. He's taken off his mask. He's shedding his costume. He's ascending back to the divine, and he's completed all his lessons here. So this is basically your reading, Aquarius. We're going to look at you from start to finish. So let's see what the main energies are overall from the major arcana that you are working with this lifetime. And I'm going to use 7 different tarot decks, all just major arcana, and as always they are listed in the description below. I'm really excited to see what you guys have. Actually, Aquarius is definitely a fun sign, always got a lot going on. Let's see. Yeah, I would say that's quite fitting for Aquarius. That is the sun. So even if you have had some hard times, Aquarius, the sun shines on you this lifetime. The sun is the most positive card in the entire tarot deck, and it's one of your main energies for this lifetime. So it's like, no matter what, in all darkness, there will always be a light. At the end of the day, you will always be saved. Doesn't mean you won't hurt. Doesn't mean you won't go through challenges, but things are always going to work out for you. Always, always in the end. Yeah, and then look at this. We have abundance next. So, you guys are meant to have a life filled with an abundance of experience, of money for some of you, travel, love, friends, opportunities. You know, abundance encompasses everything, but whatever that is for you personally, you will receive it in abundance. This is also about fertility, okay? So some of you could be quite creative and innovative this lifetime. So these are like great, actually. Oh, wow. And then look at, here is your card. The star is the representation of Aquarius in the tarot. And here it is for you guys. So this is like wishes come true. Some of you, I really feel like, could be famous, or and we think of famous in the sense of like a superstar like Katy Perry and all that. Some of you, yes. With this energy right here, are you kidding me? Yes. But, you know, fame is also on smaller scales. Like, you know, local bands are famous amongst, you know, crowds who are really interested in new music and local bands. YouTube is a good example of this. There's a lot of people on YouTube that aren't necessarily famous, but they're famous amongst the YouTube community. Some people, like PewDiePie, are famous on YouTube, and that's spread out into the world at large, you know. So being famous, being out in the limelight can represent a lot of different things, okay? This is just like being in the forefront, in the spotlight, somehow, some way, many people knowing who you are, okay? So that's great energy. I love it, Aquarius. So let's take a look at your career and finance energy, because these are your overall energies, okay? So they sprinkle magic into every area of your life, and honestly, straight up, that every one of those is like the bomb card. Okay, they just are great. So that doesn't mean you don't experience challenge. It's just you have a very blessed life. Also, like very destined. Okay, everybody has free will choice, but it's like your life is more fixed in a way, very destined. Something you have been working on. That's why I feel like famous, or you could just be very notorious in the like your field of study, of career. You shine like a star. Okay. Wow. So with the Lovers coming out as career, many of you, this is a general reading, so obviously not everybody's going to resonate, but this is saying like it's in your cards, man, to have a job that you love doing. So if you are not doing a job that you love doing, you might be paying your dues, gaining some experiences before you jump onto that, but that is like there for you. And wow, like freaking awesome reading so far. Strength. You're going to be very well versed in what you do. You're going to have a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance. When you see something you want, it's like you're just going to go for it, your heart and soul. And damn, you got the Chariot. Victory on top of that. Man, blessed life, Aquarius, blessed life. You guys, you should be in a career you love, no matter what it is. Like, you have the strength, you have the power within you to achieve that success, to make that happen. But this with the Chariot, it's not going to be handed to you, okay? Very blessed life, but this is like you worked for it, you earned it, and you are the master of it, whatever that is for you. So let's pull some intimate energies to see, what's going on in your romantic and intimate life. Like, what are the lessons there? What are the energies you are working with? Whoa, Nelson. So we have the Tower, and with this could mean a few different things. This is actually the Betrayal card. So for many of you, you are definitely going to experience some challenge in like romantic partnerships. This could be where you have commitment issues or a hard time being faithful and committed, or this may mean that you attract to people who just aren't as committed and loyal to a relationship as you, or they just might outright be betrayal all the way around, all right? So this here says that you signed up for some challenges when it comes to commitment in romance. And that, I can't spin that any other way. I'm sorry. That's just not the funnest card. Damn. And this, Destiny, okay? So everything you experience in like a romantic, intimate way, you are gaining from that experience. Also, some of you, that it could mean that you are very open-minded and very open to exploring a lot of different aspects of sexuality, okay? If the betrayal doesn't really resonate, this could just mean you're incredibly open-minded to many things and you're going to have many experiences. But with High Priestess coming out here next to this card, whatever this represents for you, it's telling me like that is your destiny, like you signed up for that. Wow. And then this here, the Hanged Man, what an interesting final card for intimate energy. Again, this is about struggle. This is saying that you will have a very magnetic bond. And this starts out like, platonic. So for you guys, many Aquariuses, it's going to be a friend. And it doesn't have to be like a friend who's not interested in you back, okay? It could just be like there's somebody, in your life, in and out of your life, where you just have this great connection, but it's like it just can't happen. And then finally comes the point where we are able to come together. And based on this energy, everything else, you are really working on romantic and intimate energy and less in this lifetime. Like, that is so fixed. Like I said, everybody has free will. There's just, with this lineup, it's like there's areas of your life that are just fixed, okay? And I feel like it's the romance, man. You guys are working with that energy. You're really learning something there. Expanding on growth. The High Priestess. And it's like the initiation to another level. So, romantic partnerships, super highlighted for Aquarius this lifetime. But career looks great, man. If you just throw like a little bit of energy into that, yeah, look at that. It's like, as I'm saying that, Temperance falls out. And this is saying, Aquarius, all of you are meant to be extremely and incredibly successful in your career. Whatever it is, it does not matter. With Temperance, it's like you've just got to learn that balance within yourself, whatever you're trying to create, whatever you're trying to do, but you can achieve it, okay? So I'm going to pull some cards to look at the spiritual and religious aspect of your life and what energies you are working with there. So we have the Lovers again. Very interesting. So I just want to point out, this is your first repeat, is the Lovers. Lovers didn't come in over here, okay? But the fact that it's repeating tells me that, again, romantic and intimate partnerships are a huge focus for you. That's why it will feel so challenging for you. It's not that you're punished. It's not that you have bad karma. It's just like you're learning, you're growing. That's your area of focus. But here we have now, spiritually and career-wise, we have this Lovers. So I'm going to say, Aquarius, you're a lover, not a fighter, but we'll keep going. And then we have the World and the Tower. I have to sit with that energy for just a moment. That is, well, I'm not surprised. With this, you guys are definitely working on some spiritual stuff as well, because what I feel is, there's this point where we're happy, we're comfortable in our spirituality, what we believe, it's just like everything. And I'm feeling like Christianity for so many of you. I don't know why. But due to the nature of what you're working on, you're going to come to the end of that belief system. Okay, whatever it is that's driving you spiritually, religiously, initially in life, there comes an end to that for whatever reason. And we have the Tower here. So this tells me that there is an incredible shakeup in your life somehow, some way, that changes your spiritual beliefs. Now, this does not have to indicate a negative shakeup at all, whatsoever. It doesn't. It could mean that, but it doesn't have to mean that. Based on these cards, it's like you just rise above, you break free. Let me draw some more cards, because we're just setting up your reading still. But that, like, your spirituality, it's just not flowing to me like everything else did. So I think more is to be added. But so far, Aquarius, we just have the Lovers twice. Let's see. Now we're going to look at the energy where it involves all the other relationships of your life, like friends, family, co-workers, acquaintances, interactions with others, everything except for romance. So we have the Moon. We have the Sun. So you have the Sun times 2. You have the Sun, Moon, and stars in your reading. Oh my gosh. And then you have the World. So you have the World twice, the Sun twice, and the Lovers twice. Pretty darn good cards to get as duplicates. And what I'm recommending to everybody is those of you who aren't well versed in the tarot, all the repeating major arcanas in your reading, I would go after this reading and Google and look at several different interpretations of each card and see what more information you can gather from those, that resonates with you. Because for you guys, the World and the Sun and the Lovers, big focus for you. So you are definitely transitioning, completing a cycle in your spiritual growth and development this life. And it's like, for some of you, just because I see like the fame here, like, this reach for fame, what I feel here is, it is said that the path to fame, there's the dark path and the light path. And this here, for some, may be the temptation of that darker path to fame, to fortune. For others of you, it could be that you were really reaching for something. You're really reaching for something. And there comes a point where you let it go because you're like, it's not worth the sacrifice of myself, what I must sacrifice of me to have this dream come true. Like, it's too much. The cost is too much. Some of you. For others of you, this could here definitely represent where, you're overcoming a great adversity, something that rocked your spirituality, perhaps maybe early on in life. Okay, it could have to do with romantic relationships, or loss or betrayal, just because, we have this connection. But you are overcoming, you are changing, you are transitioning in your spirituality this lifetime. So what you start out believing and thinking is not what you end believing and thinking. It's completely different. 100%. It's like you are very versed with the world, with people, with understanding. You're going to have a very full life of experiences. Not a boring life. Because then we come over here to your friends and other relationships. With the World here, I have to say there's some soul contracts, soulmates, especially because we have the World here in the that sector of your life. There's some soul contracts that end this lifetime. Okay, like you're completing quite a bit here spiritually and in regards to relationship, not just your, friends, family, all that, but also romance, probably heavier on romance. But every person that you consider one of your people, it's because you have a special connection to intuitive, empathic, whatever. You have to have this special connection with anybody who you let close to you. If you don't feel that, it's not going to happen. You're going to remain a mystery to them, okay? They're not going to see all of you. Now, with the Sun here, this is like you're popular. Everybody loves you. Everybody adores you. Again, fame, out in the limelight. Everybody knows your name. We have the world, like across the world. People know who you are. Okay? And for those of you who like you feel like that's your calling, like people are supposed to know you, and it could be for 100 different things, okay? It doesn't have to be for singing or acting. You know, some of you, yes, that's your dream, but for others of you, in this day and age, there are just so many genres to put your talent out there. And, you know, Aquariuses are so unique, all on their own. You know, don't be afraid. It's like in your destiny. It's in your, written in your stars. It's in your cards. You have the sun times 2. So it's not to say that you won't ever be screwed over, because we have the sun and moon here. So I feel this is like a 50-50 split, where you have friends that just, and screw them, whatever. And then you have other friends that just have your back through and through to the end, okay? Some contracts are ending, but spiritually and in the relationship department, you are definitely completing something really big on a soul level. Like, this is an important life for you, Aquarius. Even if you're like, blah, I have all these troubles, you know, disconnect from your personal observation of your life and look at your energy of your cards. You are working on romance. That is why you struggle. And holy cow, deja vu just now saying that to you guys. Wow. Anyways, that is your biggest challenge, is those relationships, and something to do with your religion and spirituality. Maybe it's your faith in the universe, just because your boat gets a bit rocked there. But in your career sector, it's just like pure fire, okay? Your overall energy is like pure fire. So no matter what, at the end of the day, like I said, it's all going to work out for Aquarius. Let's pull some cards. Now, these are the Dreams of Gaia Tarot Major Arcana. They are titled differently than, you know, all the other ones, so we won't see the sun and things like that. But Lovers and Sun and the World, great cards. Look up those meanings, and don't just stop at one. Check out several and see what chimes in your soul the most. Alright, so we have faith. Yeah, your spirituality, your religion, either very important, your guiding star, or it's like something just rocks that boat, and you know, you go through stuff, but you overcome it. And I say that because you have the World here. You overcome it, and with the Tower, it's just, no matter what, you land on your feet. You overcome everything. And you are incredibly wise. If anything, I would relate this to the Hermit in the tarot, even though this is card 10, which 10 represents the Wheel of Fortune, but this is the depiction of the Hermit. So this to me says, even though you might be popular, well-known, you know, have a lot of friends, a lot of people who know you, there's just this element of you that most people will never ever know. You know, you keep a lot of yourself hidden, you are very private, and, you know, you decide what you expose and what you keep hidden from others, but you are wise as hell. And look at this journey. You are, this to me is just that confirmation from the star and the High Priestess of like how destined this life is for you. And I don't know why, I feel that, and we have the World twice. It's like you are completing certain things, like, damn, and look at that knowledge. Yeah, so much lesson for Aquarius. You're gaining so much experience, so much lesson. It's just the relationship stuff, the romantic connections that is your biggest hurdle. But if you can recognize that you signed up for it, and the reason why you signed up for it is because, there are certain things that you are trying to achieve at a soul level, because you're on a much bigger journey than just this life here on earth at this time. Your consciousness is just focused here at this time, but you are a part of something much bigger, something much greater. We have the world here twice, the star, okay? You are meant to be known, Aquarius. You are meant to be brilliant in your craft. You work hard for it, but you are the master of it. You're badass. Nobody can top you at it, and you love what you do. So if you don't love what you do, no, you're not badass at it. When you do what you truly love, nobody can stop you. Nobody can compete with you. You will win. Like, you have the victory. You have the chariot. And the spirituality, I don't know. I'm still just kind of like, feel like I'm missing the boat on that entirely. With the Lovers here, it may very well be that whatever disconnected you from the universe, from your faith, or whatever, it's like the relationship that is truly meant for you, when you come together with that relationship and you truly fall in love, it's just like a whole different level of love than you've had before. Perhaps through that love, it restores whatever that rift is, okay? Because you finally understand when you make it to this relationship and you have the love, you're like, okay, I see why it didn't work out with anybody else. I see why I had to go through all those lessons, because when I got to you, if I was who I was 3 relationships ago, I would have really screwed this up. And I don't want to, I'm so happy that, I am who I am and I've been through what I've been through, because I'm not going to screw this up. I'm smarter, I'm wiser, I've grown, I've learned. And it's like through a love, everything changes for you on a spiritual level. So either restores your faith, you may switch your faith, your religion. It may completely open you up to a whole new genre of spirituality that you never knew. It may be you start spiritually awakening, and that's when this relationship comes into your life, okay? It's just very profound, the spiritual energy. Very profound, the romantic energy. Again, very popular in all your relationships. However, you keep a lot of yourself hidden. Only show what you want people to know and see about you. So I'm going to pull some cards now to see how you transition through life, through each sector of this energy. And this is the vice versa, so I have to flip them over, and I'm considering the side that's facing you, the back, okay? Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah. So this is how we transition through our career. And what this says is, here it's the Hermit, okay? Here we're traveling, we're in solitude, we're on a journey. But on this side, we've come a long way. We've learned a lot of things. And we have now recognized that, there are many people who can live their life without any sort of spiritual belief, practice, understanding, however you want to look at it. But this is saying, like, as you transition through your career of all things, it leads you to this place of where you recognize your own soul, and that you can't walk through life without your connection to the universe, however that is represented for you. Like, we have faith here, it's just a big deal for you somehow, some way. Okay, and you are on a journey. And so I would say this here shows up probably anywhere between like your 30s and maybe even 60s. I would say by 70 you definitely got everything you need to get, but coming into this place of this hermit is, I would say, anywhere between like 30 and 60, and it's just, you change, you are just different. They hit the tower, it's making sense. You might have been really fast-paced, go, 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 I want to be in the spotlight, I want this, I want that, I'm living large, I'm flash, but then you just kind of turn, and you realize that part of your journey's over, and you want to go more within. You want your privacy. You don't want to be out in the spotlight. Look, I know that's his lantern, but it's almost like this, the moon and the sun all over again, okay? It's, instead of being out in the spotlight, you are shining the spotlight within your own soul, and you just desire a more spiritual journey and experience. And I say this happens anywhere between 30 and 60. It could happen earlier than that, but just based on this, I really see Aquarius wanting to have a lot of fun in their youth, okay? So this is how we transition in our romantic and intimate partnerships. This is saying that you do get to the point where you finally temper everything within you, and that allows you to align to this romantic relationship that I keep talking about, okay? That's something a bit different than anything you had previously, and probably has a lot to do with this change in your spirituality and wanting a different way of life. But it's like, through all of the adversity, all of the challenge, you are learning. It's exactly what I said. You, by the end, okay, you know who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you want out of another person, and you're not willing to settle. And it's just like, in some relationships you gave too much. In other relationships, you took too much. Okay, it's just like it's been this balance, this tempering of energies over a course of many years of your life, but you get there. So that is fabulous, Aquarius. Interesting. Next is the Tower, which is talking about your religious belief, spirituality once again. To me, this is always like, these here are people out in the limelight, out in the spotlight, important. This is the king, and I think his helper or something. And here's the universe saying, I see all things, and this foundation has not been built on true love and honor for yourself and your soul and what you really set out to achieve. So I'm going to bring this down. The other side of this card is now, the Tower is hollowed out, and these are the Chariot. In this deck, I didn't pull, yeah. So you wouldn't know that because the Chariot didn't come out in this deck. It's horses in this, but in this one, it's the Sphinxes. So the Chariot has wrecked, and now the Sphinxes are swimming away. So again, but with this Dove, I feel like it's something really changes you religiously or spiritually, but it's a relationship. It's that love relationship, because this Dove is just like jumping at me, and that's, Aphrodite, that's love right there. It's a love relationship that really changes your belief system. Now with friends and other relationships, here, this is the Devil, And, oh, I didn't even make the connection. Look at tower, tower, tower. Yeah, so connected, the spirituality and the romance. Like, I don't know if something happens here and it turns your back against the universe, or if it's like your religious belief system, it makes you incompatible with other religions. Like, there's just some challenge, a squaring opposition between your religion, spirituality, and the romantic partnerships there. You have the tower times 3. Again, doesn't mean like it's a horrible bad thing. It's just that there's going to be like a lot of shakeup in those areas. But here with your other relationships and friendships and things, we have the devil, and I'm not surprised just because, like I said, there is such an element of being out in the limelight, of being popular, of partying, of having fun, of, just being somebody everybody knows somehow, some way, to varying degrees. And, that is a really fun life, but there's some element where it's bondage, and this could mean for some of you, like, you party really hard and heavy with your friends. Again, that does come to an end, so, we do transition, but I just feel you will experience a lot of intense relationships. You might even, fancy the drug scene, and you and a certain friend or a group of friends, it's just like every time you're with them, it's just the same thing, and you get sucked in over and over, and it's just like this big party scene. Because, I can't say that nobody's going to get addicted to drugs if they're partying it up, but based on your reading here, I just feel like you have the ability, if you're getting too out of control with any one thing, to recognize that and discipline yourself enough to bring you back. You know what I'm saying? Some of you, maybe you're partying, the lifestyle choice, whatever this is, does go too far, and that's what the tower is about. But it's like there's this beautiful romantic love that saves you no matter what happens. It's written in the stars that way. But also, this is telling me these really intense relationships, you guys, it's destiny. You guys are bonded to each other. It's soul contract. And again, it's because of what you are working on at a soul level that there is such intensity to some of, the romantic partnerships, as well as, the friendships and other relationships you have in your life. But it just looks like, you're really going to have a lot of fun. Some of you, it's just, you might go from a mediocre life all of a sudden to like this great life that just, you really overindulge, who wouldn't? So, wow. Let's pull a card to see as you transition out of this life, Aquarius. I am just so curious. Oh, look at that. You want to know what? The universe, Aquarius, is being just as mysterious as you. You legit have the sun, moon, and stars. You have 2 suns, and now you have 2 moons. And, the stars are the stars, right? So, Aquarius, the sun, moon, and stars shine upon you. You are definitely going to have a total paradigm shift spiritually. I don't know if it's that you awaken. All I could tell you is that it's a romance, a love romance that brings you to a different place. And even though your life is so blessed, that does not mean that you will not experience great challenge. In fact, I see great challenge here, but at the same time, I see so much fun and happiness mixed in to this. Like, you have the journey. You guys are on just this incredible ride this lifetime. And look at, we have the two fish up there. That's Pisces energy. Pisces is the moon card in the major arcana. Some of you, this love could be a Pisces, or some of you could have heavy Pisces energy in your chart, okay? But I would say, like, by the end of this life, you will definitely embody the same energy and wisdom of any Pisces out there, based on your experiences. And though challenging some, you are not displeased in the end here. Like, you're not displeased at all. Okay, I just think this is an incredible reading. Like, some of you are destined to just be out there, like, famous. Somebody, like, is gonna know your name. And life is not gonna be boring, that's for sure. So, Aquarius, you got the Tower 3 times. Look that up. You got the Lovers twice. You got the World twice. The Sun and the Moon twice. Okay? Your life is very blessed. Everything you experience, you will experience in an abundance. So if, you know, it's fortune and money shining on you, you will experience it in abundance. If it's challenge that's come up on your path, you will experience the challenge in abundance. Okay? It's just like you really wanted to go as far down both sides of the spectrum as you possibly could. Okay, and with the relationships, you are going to get it right. You are. Beautiful love restores your faith, takes you to a whole new level spiritually. Friendships, I feel like they're karmic mostly, and you know, you're gonna just like roll through most of it. You're gonna stick with some people that maybe you shouldn't, but again, you're just gonna feel this connection to them, and that's why you stick with them, whether they're good or they're bad. The familiarity in that soul space, whether you recognize it at a conscious level or not, is what keeps you there, keeps you attached to them. That, and we have these soul contracts. But because there's so much going on, you're wrapping so much up. Some of these contracts are coming to an end. You know, journeys end. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading and that it has enlightened you some and brought you, you know, some clarity. Don't forget to check out your playlists as I'm uploading